Pisces, welcome back for your soulmate update. Now, I am going to be pulling cards on the 16th as an update to this direct reading. The reason being, Venus will be going direct and Mercury will be going retrograde. It can be a conflict-ridden time or either leading up to it. It is definitely a karmic cycle that's kind of wrapping up. And this is for us collectively. A lot of the frequency is where we're looking backwards over our loving connections, over the direct connection we may have, or one in which we're trying to usher in. If you are new, a very warm welcome. And just an update, I will be launching a new channel as of January 2019. The information is in the box directly below. And also, if you do wish to join us for the live sessions, click subscribe. Bookings, link below. Now, let's get into the reading. Enough give gab. Let's see what's coming through for you guys. Okay. Due to the fact that we are going through a purging frequency. Now, when I say that, it can be just emotions where we feel sort of uneasy, especially within our connections. It can be clashes of clans, you know, where we're sort of not seeing eye to eye and trying to make things work, but it just doesn't feel that it's, you know, it is. Now, this is the part of the Venus aspect that things don't look so great. And perhaps the grass looking greener on the other side perhaps does, but then due to past tense letdowns, you know, we're not wanting to even go left or right, be it single or couple. Now, within a coupled connection, it might be you're looking at other people's connections and thinking, hey, why can't we get this on track? Or your ideal of what you think is correct for you. But there is like a clash of clans within this connection at the moment, or the way in which you're perceiving this pathway towards this person. Be very careful about pushing it. I do feel it is due to the energy coming through of retrograde and Mercury frequency. It can be miscommunication, so just be really careful. There might be things that you can't see right now that are hidden from you. And I'm not feeling at a bad level, I'm more feeling at a reason-related level. There is going to be movement, and regardless of what's going on, I do feel that you are ready to have some sense of movement within your love sphere and within the direct connection, but you are taking accountability. You know, and you're looking back over your connections of where you took direct accountability, where other people perhaps didn't, and where things hit a snag. Now, at the moment, it might be that things aren't moving in the way you feel they should be. Within the connection, be it couple or single, it's just not moving the way you think it should be. And up until now, through till the 16th, it may not be. You feel your partner hasn't really learnt where the correct button is, or how to evolve past a point. And it may also, and the energies can bounce back and forward, especially when we're partnered or have a spiritual connection. Now, it can be in their life, they're purging a past tense pain connected to someone cheating on them. Or if you're in this connection, this may have happened within the connection. And again, they can swap. Now, as well as, how do I put it? It doesn't have to be that these frequencies have come through in the direct connection. Mentally and spiritually and emotionally, we're going backwards. So it's old things coming through that directly impacted us, that are aspects of blocks of what we're releasing, which is a karmic pattern. Once we release that, theoretically, we're releasing that karmic cycle for a whole bloodline. Okay, so your partner can be very sensitive, be it you with them or not. They're in a sensitive frequency due to an aspect of betrayal in their past or within this connection, vice versa. But they are wanting to woman up, man up. And they are wanting that aspect in a partnership. The energy between you. What's going on there? Look, it could be really crucial that something changes. Again, some sense it might be you're holding on to something that you're not wanting to transform, and maybe even feeling triggered to the point that you're fretful that if you let go, it won't transform and it may be lost. Sometimes holding on too tight can prevent the transformation, whereas maybe communicating at a very gentle level might assist, or just, it feels like I'm hearing run a cycle, let a cycle run. One or the other is actually making a sacrifice in this connection, or previously two connections you had to make sacrifices. And within it, it might have been that you just can't seem to get this connection off the ground. Just trying to tune into additional messages because there's several coming through. Okay, you feel you have a lot to offer in blessings. It might be at a financial or an emotional. It might be one or the other side providing more so and the other not, okay? And it could be the party that perhaps went outside of the connection or didn't spiritually put into the connection as much as you feel. And again, we are weighing our value at the moment. Are we worth our weight in gold? You know, and the energy between you is, you know, abundance, but it's more the emotional aspect of the abundance. Sometimes mentally we can feel if we give, we get that same equation back, like a transaction. But love is a frequency, not a transaction. But it can be hurtful when we feel we're doing that through a love frequency and the same isn't reciprocated. So both you and your counterpart might be looking at this connection and still directly have the love there, but be looking at love in a different language, okay? You are going to move out of sadness if you're currently in it. So it is, you know, you are going to move out of that frequency. It's a temporary frequency, even if you've been in it for a while. We have been in retrograde most of the year. You know, the connection as such hasn't ended, but a karmic cycle needs to, a pattern needs to end. And I do feel in this energy of whom you're dealing with, they're wanting consistency, but, you know, they're wanting to show you or you're wanting to show them, however it relates. Now, in your life, Pisces, in your soulmate journey and what's happening in the 3D, you might be needing to actually, you might be forced to be single through whatever is transpiring. Now, it might be you have a tower moment and this is a very fresh frequency, or that since that point you might have been trying to get it back on track and you feel that you're giving a lot more, having to work. So, you know, you're feeling quite vulnerable because you're having to do things that you wouldn't normally do. Some of you may actually have left this connection or it broke down and you're trying to bring it back again. What is up in the air is, you know, you're really using your intuition to guide you through everything right now, which with your fatigue is super difficult. It's making it hard to actually have that direct communication to gain the clarity. So, you know, yes, you're trusting in your intuitive aspects, but at the same time, you would prefer to have the direct clarity on the 3D. There could be legalities that are causing a great deal of conflict on your side or their side, depending upon if you are or aren't with them. And it can be, again, just balance in general that you're wanting to bring some sense of justice to a direct and just situation. Now, what's making you emotional? Again, it could be a third-party situation, cheating, or not prioritizing each other in connections. Now, this can also be childhood, where a purge is coming through or something has been absorbed connected to your childhood and how your mother-father frequency was. And again, mother-father doesn't have to be DNA. It can be kin in a sense, people we deem as kin, which can then affect our frequency to a point we are feeling second, you know, or we're not feeling prioritized, or we're dealing with those things and realizing that it doesn't define us, but it can impact us at a very subliminal level. Subliminal. An internalization level where we're unaware it's there, a bit like a little splinter, and we can't quite find it, but we can feel it. What's the advice? Use your intuition. Okay. It might not have come out within this connection, but you may have followed your intuition and you might have gained some insight previously, and this is what you're doing. But I feel this is more a past tense energy. I don't feel it's a current frequency. I do feel there is, because communication is happening between both of you, and I am physically feeling this energy close by or a previous frequency of what you're ushering back in, and hoping that healing has come about, because they emotionally feel that no one has taken them. So I do feel spiritually they are quite invested in you. If you had a temporary separation, there was falsehood and that was the reason why it happened. So it ended and you thought it was done. And they did go through an aspect of sadness. And again, this can be on your side, Pisces, or the other, and connected to previous connections. Because during a Venus, can't say manifestation, meditation, where we're taken back down into the realm of our romance sphere, in our finances, in the way we look at connections, very old core wounds can come up. Even when we have moved above and beyond them, at the most unforeseen time, they can resurface. Now, we do tend to do that through our whole lifetime, but very much 2017 and 2018 has been almost like a closet clearing. A heart chakra clearing, a base chakra clearing, where we're taking out the things that don't need to be carried with us. We're learning to be in a different way. Some of these frequencies may be very past tense frequencies that don't belong to a connection you're in or a past tense situation. So it might be directly showing you the blocks that you've had due to previous connections, and therefore why perhaps you feel that the connection isn't looking how it should be. Now, put it how it fits, otherwise feel free to book a reading. I will do an update as of the 16th of November, and we'll talk soon.